університету, протокол номер 10 від 30.09.2025 року, створено спеціалізовану вчену раду ДФ 58 082 084 Західноукраїнського національного університету з правом прийняття до розгляду та проведення разового захисту дисертації Є Цзяньфу на здобуття ступеня доктора філософії з галузі знань 07 управління та адміністрування за спеціальністю 073 менеджмент та затверджено склад спеціалізованої вченої ради ДФ 58 082 084 Західноукраїнського національного університету. Згідно з порядку присудження ступеня доктора філософії та скасування рішення разової спеціалізованої вченої ради закладу вищої освіти наукової установи про присудження ступеня доктора філософії, зокрема пункт 27, захист дисертації повинен мати характер відкритої наукової дискусії, в якій зобов'язані взяти участь здобувач, голова та усі члени разової ради. Під час атестації здобувача члени разової ради повинні оцінити науковий рівень його дисертації та наукових публікацій з урахуванням дотримання ним академічної доброчесності, а також встановити рівень набуття здобувачем теоретичних знань, відповідних умінь, навичок та компетентностей. Перевірку на доброчесність дисертації Є Цзяньфу виконано в програмі Strike Plagiarism. Текст дисертації Є Цзяньфу в результаті перевірки на наявність академічного плагіату, фабрикування чи фальсифікування не містить запозичень без належного посилання на джерело, що відповідає критерію дотримання здобувачем академічної доброчесності. У разі надходження до закладу звернень інших осіб з оцінкою дисертації, разова рада озвучує їх під час публічного захисту дисертації та з урахуванням результатів їх розгляду приймає відповідне рішення. Такі звернення беруться до розгляду у разі їх надходження не пізніше, ніж за 3 робочі дні до дня захисту дисертації. Зауважимо, що звернень від інших осіб з оцінкою дисертації Є Цзяньфу до закладу у встановлені терміни не поступало. Заклад забезпечує трансляцію захисту дисертації в режимі реального часу на офіційному веб-сайті Західноукраїнського національного університету, а також відеозапис трансляції захисту дисертації. Після прийняття разовою радою рішення про присудження ступеня доктора філософії, заклад протягом 3 робочих днів оприлюднює рішення разової ради про присудження ступеня доктора філософії та відеозапис трансляції захисту дисертації на офіційному веб-сайті Західноукраїнського національного університету з можливістю вільного перегляду. Шановні колеги, заслухайте інформацію про здобувача. Є Цзяньфу 1982 року народження, громадянин Китайської Народної Республіки. Народився у провінції Фуцзянь, Китай. Має вищу освіту. У 2007 році закінчив Ліщинський університет, отримавши ступінь бакалавра менеджменту за спеціальністю маркетинг. У 2019 році здобув ступінь магістра ММБ у Хебейському технологічному університеті. Трудову діяльність розпочав у 2007 році на посаді проєктного менеджера у корпорації Jones Lang LaSalle у департаменті корпоративної оцінки та консалтингу, де працював до 2011 року. Протягом 2011-2014 років працював у Beijing Capital Land та CityChamp Дертонг на посадах менеджера з інвестицій, а згодом помічника генерального менеджера департаменту інвестицій та розвитку. Протягом 2014-2022 років обіймав посаду менеджера інвестиційного департаменту у Genro Properties у стратегічному інвестиційному центрі. З 2022 року і дотепер є співзасновником компанії Fujian Jishi Zhongke Co. Ltd., а також генеральним директором Fujian Xinjiao Asset Management Co. Ltd. З 2021 року навчається в аспірантурі за спеціальністю менеджмент у Західноукраїнському національному університеті. Є Цзяньфу звернувся до структурного підрозділу кафедри міжнародної економіки Західноукраїнського національного університету із письмовою заявою щодо отримання висновку про наукову новизну, теоретичне і практичне значення результатів дисертаційного дослідження. Успішно пройшов публічну презентацію наукових результатів дисертації та її обговорення на фаховому засіданні кафедри міжнародної економіки 12 вересня 2025 року, затверджено протоколом номер 1. Результати обговорення та проведення презентації відображені у висновку про наукову новизну, теоретичне та практичне значення результатів дисертації, який підписаний головуючою на засіданні кафедри, доктором економічних наук, професором кафедри міжнародної економіки, навчально-наукового інституту міжнародних відносин імені Богдана Гаврилишина Західноукраїнського національного університету Куриляк Віталіною Євгенівною з пропозицією щодо кандидатур разової спеціалізованої вченої ради із захисту дисертаційної роботи на присудження ступеня доктора філософії за спеціальністю менеджмент. Здобувач звернувся з письмовою заявою до вченої ради ЗУНу про утворення разової спеціалізованої ради. До заяви на вчену раду було накладено кваліфіковану електронну позначку часу КЕП здобувача на електронну копію дисертації у форматі PDF, що засвідчує, що остаточний текст дисертації після подання здобувачем письмової заяви про утворення разової ради не був змінений. Рішення про утворення разової ради вчена рада прийняла протоколом 30.09.2025 року. На підставі рішення вченої ради видано наказ номер 651 від 30.09.2025 року про утворення разової ради ДФ 082-084 у складі 5 осіб, голови ради, 2 рецензентів та 2 офіційних опонентів. 30.09.2025 року оприлюднено електронну копію дисертації у форматі PDF з текстовим шаром з накладеним електронним підписом здобувача, анотацію дисертації, висновок про наукову новизну, інформацію про склад разової ради, посилання на веб-сайт, де здійснюватиметься трансляція захисту дисертації. Інформацію про утворення разової спеціалізованої вченої ради подано до інформаційної системи НАЗЯВО 1.10.2025 року. 3.10.2025 року до локального репозиторію Західноукраїнського національного університету подано електронний примірник та друкований примірник дисертації, підписаний здобувачем, до бібліотеки закладу, а електронний примірник та облікову картку до Державної наукової установи «Укрінтеї». Ці документи, які представлені до спеціалізованої вченої ради, оформлені відповідно до вимог чинного законодавства. Рецензії рецензентів та відгуки опонентів були надані вчасно та розміщені в електронному вигляді на офіційному веб-сайті університету 5.11.2025 року. Внесено повідомлення до інформаційної системи НАЗЯВО про дату, час і місце проведення публічного захисту дисертаційного дослідження Є Цзяньфу. Згідно з пунктами 13, 14, 17, 22 постанови КМУ від 12 січня 2022 року номер 44 та затвердженого нею порядку присудження ступеня доктора філософії та скасування рішення разової спеціалізованої вченої ради закладу вищої освіти наукової установи про присудження ступеня доктора філософії до спеціалізованої вченої ради надійшли всі необхідні документи і матеріали. Дозвольте представити членів нашої спеціалізованої вченої ради ДФ 58 082 084. Рецензентами по даній роботі є Борисяк Олена Володимирівна, доктор економічних наук, заступник директора навчально-наукового інституту інноватики, природокористування та інфраструктури, старший викладач кафедри транспорту та логістики Західноукраїнського національного університету. Монастирський Георгій Леонардович, доктор економічних наук, професор кафедри менеджменту, публічного управління та персоналу Західноукраїнського національного університету. Опонентами по даній роботі є Яценко Ольга Миколаївна, доктор економічних наук, професорка, виконувачка обов'язків завідувача кафедри міжнародної торгівлі і маркетингу Київського національного економічного університету імені Вадима Гетьмана.
Мої вітання.
Раді бачити вас, Ольга Миколаївна. Також Орловська Юлія Валеріївна, доктор економічних наук, професорка, завідувач кафедри економічної теорії та міжнародних економічних відносин ННІ, Придніпровська Державна академія будівництва і архітектури Українського державного університету науки та технологій. І я, голова ради Ліщинський Ігор Орестович, доктор економічних наук, професор кафедри міжнародної економіки, навчально-наукового інституту міжнародних відносин імені Богдана Гаврилишина Західноукраїнського національного університету. Хочу зазначити, що опоненти Яценко Ольга Миколаївна та Орловська Юлія Валеріївна беруть участь у засіданні спеціалізованої вченої ради з використанням засобів відеозв'язку Zoom. Ця програма забезпечує відкрите голосування відповідно до пункту 28 Постанови Кабінету міністрів України від 12 січня 2022 року номер 44 та затвердженим нею порядку присудження ступеня доктора філософії та скасування рішення разової спеціалізованої вченої ради закладу вищої освіти наукової установи про присудження ступеня доктора філософії. Шановні колеги, прошу перевірити якість зв'язку.
Все добре, я вас гарно чую.
Прошу членів ради підтвердити свою присутність підписами у реєстраційній картці присутності. Офіційно присутні тут члени ради. Рецензентка Борисяк Олена Володимирівна, рецензент Монастирський Григорій Леонардович та я, голова ради Ліщинський Ігор Орестович, підтверджуємо свою присутність підписами особисто. Я прошу дозволу опонентки Яценко Ольги Миколаївни та опонентки Орловської Юлії Валеріївни підтвердити їхню присутність на засіданні спеціалізованої вченої ради підписом голови ради. Чи даєте ви такий дозвіл, Ольга Миколаївна?
Так, даю дозвіл.
У зв'язку із технічними причинами бачу, що із зв'язку пропала шановна Юлія Валеріївна. Ми підтвердимо, будемо просити дозволу підтвердити її присутність, коли відновиться відеозв'язок в шановної опонентки, і ми продовжуємо нашу процедуру. Так, отже, шановні колеги, у реєстраційній картці навпроти прізвищ присутніх дистанційно членів ради ми вказуємо режим відеозв'язку Zoom, засвідчений підписом голови ради. За реєстраційною карткою із 5 членів спеціалізованої вченої ради присутні на засіданні 5 членів ради, з них докторів наук з наукового напрямку, за яким підготовлено дисертацію 4. Отже, засідання вченої ради правочинне і є пропозиція розпочати засідання. Чи є якісь інші пропозиції? Немає. Дякую. Усі члени ради згодні розпочати засідання. Отже, на порядку денному захист дисертації Є Цзяньфу на тему управління стійкими бізнес-моделями Китаю в постпандемічний період. Поданий на здобуття ступеня доктора філософії за спеціальністю 073 менеджмент з галузі знань 07 управління та адміністрування. Я бачу, що появилася на зв'язку шановна Юлія Валеріївна. Все у вас гаразд?
Вітаю. Поки що гаразд. Чи добре ви мене чуєте, скажіть?
На жаль, працюємо зараз в таких складних технічних умовах. Чи даєте дозвіл, Юлія Валеріївна, що я поставлю підпис напроти вашого прізвища, що ви берете участь у нашому захисті в режимі відеозв'язку?
Так, звісно.
Дякую. Чи є якісь інші, шановні колеги, чи є якісь інші пропозиції до порядку денного по захисту нашої дисертації? Немає. Отже, продовжуємо. Оскільки інших пропозицій немає, пропоную проголосувати за затвердження порядку денного підняттям рук. Хто за? Шановні опоненти, також за. 5 членів ради за, проти немає і утримались немає. Згідно порядку присудження ступеня доктора філософії та скасування рішення разової спеціалізованої вченої ради закладу вищої освіти наукової установи про присудження ступеня доктора філософії, засідання ради проводиться англійською мовою. Із здобувачем погоджено мова захисту англійська. Чи є заперечення? Do you agree? English?
Agree.
Отже, заперечень немає, здобувач підтверджує. Dear colleagues, according to the agenda, the floor for presenting the main provisions of the dissertation is given to the applicant. There is a proposal to determine the regulation for the presentation, 15 minutes. Are there any objections? No? So please, Ye Zhanfu, you have the floor. Please present your dissertation.
Good morning, scientific committee and professor. Today I will use it for the four standard method: problem, framework, validation, solution, to answer a core questions: how Chinese company attract research through in the past time, make through the sustained business models. First, then let's turn back time to 2020 and see what happened. COVID-19 wasn't just a black swan event, but it's like a three Gary's eternal hand us together. It made reduce people world cut spend by 3.9%. Support chains broke down, car maker closed to $110 billion just one super short. Consumers' priorities shifted. 67% of Chinese shoppers study putting green and safe product first. The older business pause with have data, stock inventories, and simple supplies and simple qualities. Company now need a new way to business both make money and handle the uncertainties. This is what certain business models come in. These models make a profit with the social responsibilities and environmental productions. By rethinking what value they offer, using research better and finding a new way to generate incomes. My research look at this post-pandemic certain business models range to help company transform and achieve high quality growth. The purpose of this dispensation is to construct empirical-based framework for post-pandemic certain business models and its implementations pathways. With our research objective is established. We now focus on the research objects. You can see on the slide PPTs. In our research, we have built in the post-pan business model rating systems that look at the three main areas: economy, social, environment, structure. We also secret a developing pattern that focus on benchmark applications, innovations. For bold and low investments, we have developing the locations method that are sensitive to cultural difference, along with the cross-cultural manager tools, the company's technology transformation into subsequent business model. We have a secret framework, technology empowerment, green development in solution groups that offer system solution for companies, Chinese companies completing goals in post-pandemic areas. We have deal with such complex solutions, striking to just not one academic fields. Just another category anymore. This is why we have to do something new. We have reworked together three power ferries, dynamically capabilities and shareholder ferries and institutional parity into one complex framework. For this, we have developing practice manager tools and examined method to work special in Chinese business need the environment. We have adapted our framework to identify post-pandemic 7B slow development stage. Page 1, 2020 to 21, the increased response, long incomes influx over 20%. Governments covers 60 of impairments cost. Companies meet best environmental ruler or advantage. Page 2, 2020 and 2023, recon and transformation. Green loans boost income by 35%. Half of the spend is generally over the 50%. Company enhance brand varies through shares, except of the 80% of converted. Innovations is immediate. Has big boss after the 20 and 26 natural intellect economies, social environment intelligence expand in economies plan fund supporting farmers with green vegetables. At 25 profit and 50 higher farmer incomes, and 50 is long emissions with minimal government supports.
А не що?
No, not sure.
Нот не переключаємо. Переключаємо.
Okay. We have built in the 5 emissions encounter systems cover economy resilience, environment adaptations, social collaborations, innovations, especially bold and low features. With the total 42 interactive, we have use the AHP intro method to assess the weight, the 30 for economies, and 25 each for environment and the socials, and 10% each for innovations and cross-border factors. After studying the date, we seek a 3D model that dynamically strikes the company's substantial roles. Our finishes evaluations is system include of 5 dimensions with the 28 core intellect. That's comprehensions measure economies, environment, and social values. Well, highlights the importance of innovations and adaptabilities in the post-pandemic areas. After several rounds of buildings, we keep the 32 key intellect that building a level framework with infunctions layers and factor layers in block layers. It's covered 5 dimensions: economies, environments, social impact, and innovation drivers, and special to load and loads collectively. Using this is inclusion systems, we analyze Chinese 31 province and load projects within key insights. The research findings on 7 Chinese rankings, Guangdong, Jiangsu, Zhejiang, Shanghai, and Beijing at top 5, and demonstrates how policies technically and involving drivers both developments. Religious difference, eastern cost of area in development, while central and western regions catch up in innovations, and social dimensions at different territories policies are needed. Compare border and load project using our 3Ds risk return 7 slow models. Southeastern SALA project and the Chinese European low ways of outperformance. Middle Eastern's manufacturing projects which saw lower due to the cultural difference. The regional character, Southeast Eastern have the 6 locals and early the 4.5 support chain infrastructure. In the Middle Eastern's regional cost late project by 29. We analyze Chinese Laos Norway project to demonstrate the both developing environments. Its cost loss from minus 0.41 2021 and to minus 0.92 to 2026. Possible railways it continues Chinese allowance a cost of like 5.9 billion and open in 2021. Refinance rules 1,008 annuities profited improved from minus 42 at least. Carbon emissions reducts 5%. So the Western reuse expand 91. Secret 2,050 local jobs and 82% work trends. Local stand the free of workforce and then 49 technical transfers. Our economic empowerment, social inclusion, environment friendly service model, Indonesian business model. Behind the Chinese low success, the bold and low sustainable development managers face this clear changes. Environment regulations consistently. 39 of projects extend cost by 22 due to the local environment policy change. Cultural difference, regional projects in Middle Eastern cost delay for 7 of projects. Support the price trend risk. Overseas projects have the 62 depend on simple price. We of the Indonesian stand for the 50s. Innovation implementation scale. Possible the research and development result have early 35 implementations rate compared to the 59 demonstrates. We have developing a free standard models. Our free standard benchmark model uses technologies, advancements, innovations to help a company identify weaknesses, adapt best products and opportunities operations. In digital companies compare against Indonesia's stand for found gap use SWOT tools. Patients range global strength stand with the local need using our cultural metrics for the local strengths, innovations. Developing the local development, driving the local development through the stockholder and collaborations to seek new share values. We prepare policies, recommendations, and forecast future trends. Policies, recommendations, governments building old and low project debtors and over the 50 tax breaks for the environment certificate. Businesses establish a cost-board developing funds and train the 5,000 billion managers. Third part support the 10 infrastructure right agents and force CEO load and sustainable development elements. Future outlook, green development, the 72 of the 2024 projects, including the carbon naturally scope and digital transformations. Private chain in the 49 of supply chain, supply chains and both blue cities, logistics, effectives at 60%. Share varying 3.9 million job secrets and 42 women's impairments. Thank you again to my professors, Elena, and the defense committees. My presentation is complete, and I welcome any question from Professor. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ye Zhanьfу, for such nice presentation. Dear colleagues, according to the procedure, everyone who is present at this meeting has the right to ask questions to our applicant. And I will take such a responsibility and will be the first who will give you the question. In your presentation and in your dissertation, you developed a five-dimensional empirical model of investigation of a sustainable business model. And as a one separate pillar, you include Belt and Road Initiative. Could you explain why you use this approach, why you decide to select Belt and Road Initiative as a separate dimension?
For in my companies is have transport businesses. I have many meeting problems, so I do not let about a lot of investors face problems. So I do my daughter researches. I think this problem and I do this and found the four three stranger dimension back, and now is uses my company company business.
Okay, thank you. Who would like to be the next? Okay, Dr. Borysyak, you are welcome, please.
Thank you for the presentation. And I have a question for you. First question. How does your three-stage dynamic benchmarking model differ from existing benchmarking management authorities?
Okay, thank you, Professor, for your question. In my opinion, unlike stratification stage, one can compare the data in knowledge, integrations, and the cultural difference. My model introduces diagnose, implementations, innovations, basic back loop with close cultures, applications, metrics, and very spring over metrics. This strengthen methods is copying into the local applications. Text confirms cost culture effectiveness. We will reported the company attract 60.2 high ROE and 770s improve committee certifications. This is thank you very much. Thank you, Professor.
Thank you, dear. And I have for you another question. How do you address management biases caused by cultural differences in Belt and Road projects?
Thank you, Professor, for your question. In my opinions, I developing a cultural dimensions, adaptations, means surely sex cultural factor and impairment practical solution like billing goals, talents programs, and local decisions committees. For example, in Asian East Solar projects demonstrates success adding the religious holidays, accommodations, and flexible secret deals. Reduce the delay from 28 to 8. This is my questions answers. Thank you, Professor.
Thank you, Ye Zhanьfu. Dear Dr. Borysyak, are you satisfied with the answers?
Yes.
Okay, so we are going next. I would like to give the floor to Professor Monastyrsky with your
Thank you,
question.
Professor Lіщинський. I have two questions, and my first questions they are in your Belt and Road case study, you identified the China Law Survey as a successful sustainable business model Is there a risk that environmental or social benefits of the projects have been overestimated?
Thank you, Professor. For your question, in my opinion, the Chinese laureate showed a good environmental benefit, 50 least carbon emissions and 100% clean engineers, and the social benefit, the 85 local empowerments, and the investor committee is $1.5 million US dollars. However, I have also about the list risks. First is limited data access. Some measures locked in depending patients and the tools and improve long-term effect. We have early 3 years of openings. We need more time to see if the social benefit this is. Please, projects high profile may explain the positive results. To address this is the concerns. My research.
Thank you. I'm satisfied. At my 2 questions, dear Ye Zhanfu, please say me, what do you consider to be the greatest theoretical innovation in this research, please?
Okay, thank you, Professor, for your questions. My opinion, instructions based on the dynamic benchmark models, which is transferred from both stake benchmark into functions, technologies, adaptations, innovations, mechanisms. This is breakthrough imitation strength for detections benchmark managers and advice for marriages following step and to the secret step. This is thank you, Professor.
Thank you. Thank you. I am satisfied.
Yes. Okay, so let's go next. Dear opponents, dear Professor Orlovska, you're welcome.
Dear colleagues, first of all, let me to express my condolences to Chernobyl city and its residents for that terrible event yesterday, when after this one month terrible act of Russian aggression, Chernobyl citizen unfortunately died. I sincerely hope for fair punishment from the God and from our glory armed forces of Ukraine for every tear and for every crippled and lost life. Despite everything, Ukraine will stand and win, and including thanks to the high level of human potential, and we now can see the process of preparing and finishing the process of preparing such kind of high level quality personnel. So let me go to the questions. Thank you, Ye Zhanfu, for your presentation. I've got 2 questions as well. Question 1, why did you choose the post-pandemic era as your research background? In what aspects is its uniqueness reflected?
Thank you, Professor. For your question, my opinions on the post-pandemic futures high uncertainties and support trends restructurings, consumer shifts, and policies stand matters. Breathing transportation business models, company now priorities the resilience, suspensibles, and including Bloom, secret ideals conducts to study sustainable business models. I think that this is parent to examine how business change from change into the opinion through the sustainable approaches. This is Thank you, Professor, for your question.
Mhm. Thank you very much. And I've got the second question to you. How does your research define sustainable business model? What innovation does it offer compared to existing definitions? Mhm.
Okay, thank you, Professor, for your questions. In my opinions, our research defines sustainable business models, simple as a business systems. Let's create the value together with stockholder by changing how the value is offers. Research are used and profits are made to blend the blanch economy, social environment benefits. The new element we have at the most once post-pandemic resilience competence tools a clear three dimensions 9-8 framework and please locations advantages approaches for bold and load projects. According to the approaches which we practice and ways from the Western various assessments of institutions, environment, and uniform. This is thank you, Professor Julius, for your question.
Thank you. Are you Professor Odlos?
Yes, I'm fully satisfied. The answers were meaningful and evidence-based. Thank you.
Okay, and the only person who left is our dear Professor Yatsenko. So please, Olga, you are welcome.
Thank you. I agree with the first opponent, Yulia, and sympathize with all families who have suffered as a result of Russia's aggressive action. And now I want to have two questions. My first question, how does your research resolve the potential conflict between sustainability and profitability?
Thank you, Professor, for your questions. My opinion is I secret resilient profit concept. Let us see environment and social investor as assessed with delayed returns. My research uses a three-part compensation system to demonstrate how sustainable investor convent to financials against the Chinese railway project showed this is in actions in environment investment paid back is in just 2.3 years with 22 profit rate rule carbon trends, green in financials, and better ESG scores. This is like the methods, the environmental indirective are just extent. Thank you, Professor. That's all.
You are muted, Professor Yatsenko. Включіть мікрофон, будь ласка.
Yes. I'm sorry. Thank you. I'm satisfied with the first answer. And Є Цзяньфу, tell me please, does your research risk overly policy driven? How do you distinguish between policy benefits and market capabilities?
Okay, thank you, Professors, for your question. In my opinions, I have divided 2 points. One is policy dependency and indirect, and another is marketing sustainable measures. This matrix helps categorize these companies as either policies independent or internal drivers. by 2024, Guangdong and Jiangsu province has shown this lens 50s policies dependencies was maintained over the 45 substantial business model. This is my answer. Thank you, Professor.
Okay, dear Professor Yatsenko, are you satisfied with the response of our applicant?
Yes, I'm satisfied with the response.
Okay, dear colleagues, does anybody has some more questions to our applicant? If no, we are go further in our procedure. So we move to the next part of our defense, reviewers of the reviewers. The floor is given to the reviewer, Doctor of Economic Science, Deputy Director of the Education and Research Institute of Innovation, Nature Management and Infrastructure, Associate Professor of the Department of Transport and Logistics of West Ukrainian National University, Associate Professor Olena Borisiak. You are welcome.
The members of the Specialized Academic Council, the review was prepared in time and published on the website of the West Ukrainian National University. And with your permission, I will pay attention on the main point of my review. And first, about relevance of the dissertation. In the post-pandemic conditions, there is a growing need to develop innovative business models that are flexible and resistant to change. The sustainable development is particularly important for Chinese enterprises within the One Belt, One Road initiative. In this regard, the results of dissertation on management of Chinese post-pandemic sustainable business model by Ye Czyanьfу are available. The study is devoted to construct a theoretical framework for managing post-pandemic sustainable business models in China and to propose optimization strategies and implementation that lie with practical values for empirical analysis. The scientific statements, conclusions, and recommendations presented in the study are based on the concept of circular economy, green economy, and inclusive development. The subject of the study addresses innovative pathways and practical organization of Chinese post-pandemic sustainable business models through benchmarking management. The dissertation uses a comprehensive strategy that integrates multiple scientific research methods. The structure of the dissertation is logical. It includes a study of theoretical and methodological basis of research on management of sustainable business model. The author explored an evaluation phase and evaluation system of management over China's post-pandemic sustainable business model development. The results of the study shows that in the post-pandemic period, sustainable development models in different regions and industries in China show clear differences in diversification and structural characteristics. The dissertation includes empirical study of investment management of sustainable business model development in China using the example of the China-Laos Railway project as a case of study of the Belt and Road initiative. The author analyzes the problems and suggestions of the Belt and Road initiative for investment management of Chinese post-pandemic system business model development. Based on the practical experience of Belt and Road projects and benchmark management authority, the dissertation proposes the three-stage evaluation model of benchmark, adaptation, innovation for a sustainable business model. About scientific novelty. The scientific novelty of the obtained results is the creation of a dynamic management framework for post-pandemic sustainable business models and development evaluation systems and optimization tools to the Chinese context. First obtained construction of a post-pandemic sustainable business model evaluation model based on the economic, social, environment dimension combined with benchmark management methods. Also development of benchmark adaptation innovative three-stage evolution model for sustainable business model. Also improved benchmark management application methods in cross-cultural context, feature developed with integration of digital transformation with sustainable development strategies, proposed a model of digital empowerment, green development, and inclusive growth. About theoretical and practical significance of the results, the dissertation focused on the management and practical evolution of sustainable development models in post-pandemic China. The study complies with the international consensus on inclusive growth and green development, providing Chinese enterprises with systematic methodological support and practical recommendation for participating in global competition or by integrating advanced concept and practical benchmark management tools. The practical significance of the dissertation is the provided operational sustainable business model management tools that offer a scientific basis for enterprise transformation and policy making. The main provisions of the dissertation are published in 8 scientific publications. The text of the dissertation was checked for text borrowing. According to the results of the check, there were no text borrowing without proper reference to the source, and it was established that Ye Zhanfu dissertation on the topic management of Chinese post-pandemic sustainable business model complies with the principles of academic integrity. And about discussion points, first in the paragraph 1.2, when analyzes the management method of the sustainable business model, it would be appropriate to identify the advantages of using the benchmarking method compared to other methods. Next, in the paragraph 1.3, it would be advisable to highlight the features of building and a system of evaluation indicators for managing the development of a sustainable business model from the point of view of environment, economic, and social values. Next, it would be advisable to determine how the three-stage dynamic benchmark model differ from existing benchmark management theory. Next point, additional explanation are needed on how to take into account managerial biases caused by cultural differences in the Belt and Road project. And last, it would be advisable to analyze the role of human capital in managing sustainable development model after the pandemic. It would be noted that these remarks are of a clarifying nature and do not belittle the positive assessment of Ye Zhanfu dissertation. And general conclusion, the results and conclusions obtained our scientific novelty, important theoretical and practical significance, and make a contribution to the theory and practical of sustainable business model. In a term of scientific level, quality of theoretical and practical developments, structure, style of presentation on the topic, management of Chinese post-pandemic sustainable business model meets the requirement of the procedure for awarding the degree of Doctor of Philosophy and cancellation of the decision of the one-time specialized academic council of a higher education institution, a scientific institution, and on awarding the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, approved by the resolution of the Cabinet of Ministers of Ukraine, number 44 of 12 of January 2022. And its author, Є Цзяньфу, desires to be awarded the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in the field of study management and administration, specialty management. Thank you for attention.
Thank you, Dr. Borysяk. And please, applicants, you have the floor to respond to the reviewers' comments.
Thank you, professors. You have made 5 reviews, remarks on my papers. Regarding remark 1, my opinion is secretions 1.2 highlights benchmark advices for optimizations the business models. Systematic comparisons and gap identifications compares against Indonesian faster products who identify gaps in economies, environment, and social dimensions, and affording blending decisions markets to enhance adaptabilities and issues. Provides the metros reverse models and short means strangers implementations and improves manager independence and promoting cost cultural adaptations in complete cultural adaptations and policies compliance for the board and the loads in indentive and strangers metros cultures adaptabilities. Regarding remark 2, my opinion is the sections 1.3 evolution systems integrate the 3 dimensions environments various orientations, carbon emissions intensive resource defense and greens innovations at footprint tracking and green support chain certifications under the Dow goals. And 2 is economies various orientations focus on profitability stabilities and innovations ROEs and supply chains investments, including post-pandemic indirect like risk resistance, profit measures, and digital transformations private and social various orientations, purpose impairment secrets and committees contributions and train coverages, highlands cost cultural managers and the local impairments ratios for bold and node projects. The co-futures metals dimensions integrations demonstrates adequate abilities and cross-cultural embeddings, ensures both compares performance and regional sustainable development contributions. And regarding remark 4, my opinion is chapter 3, intensive cultural different involved and load project. Let's case managers basis in decisions making and communications and concept and companies. In case studies, Middle Eastern and South project delayed 120 days by enormous religious holidays and cost cultural combinations cost 3.2 and 5.8 of beverages. Middle Eastern projects face 29 delays for cultural conflicts. Proposed research mechanisms, cultural dimensions measures, identities difference like power, distance, and intelligence and intelligence, and locals petitions center Europe's autumn projects give local 60% decision making and seat, reduce resistance of Chinese centralized decisions. Cultural constellation includes cultural strength and reduce communications areas from 50% to 4. Cultural difference enables managers innovations through assistant cultural and talent advantages mechanisms. Thank you, Professor Olena. I agree with remark 3 and 5. Thank you.
Thank you. Dear Dr. Borysак, are you agreed with the response of our applicant?
Yes.
Okay, if you don't mind, we would include in the decision of our final decision of our one-time council only those comments to which the applicant agreed. Okay, so let's go to the next part. I would like to give the floor to our next reviewer, Professor Monastyrsky. You are welcome.
Thank you, dear Professor Leszczyński, dear colleagues. In the context of the global economy undergoing profound transformation due to the COVID-19 pandemic, geopolitical instability, and climate change, the concept of sustainable business models has gained critical importance. The pandemic has exposed the vulnerabilities of traditional growth models, prompting businesses and governments to seek resilience, inclusive, and environmentally responsible alternatives. Given the above considerations, the dissertation by Ye Zhanfu on the topic management of China's post-pandemic sustainable business models is highly relevant and significant for advancing theoretical and practical approaches to managing sustainable development. This research holds sustainable importance the global economic governance and the future of inclusive green growth. The research was conducted within the frameworks of the scientific research activities of the West Ukrainian National University. Dear colleagues, this research initiatives incorporate the others' proposals and aim at improving theoretical and methodological frameworks for the implementation of sustainable business models, as well as analyzing the evolution of sustainability practices in the post-pandemic context. The qualification work is an independently conducted scientific study in which the author has personally developed a new model for managing post-pandemic sustainable business models. A review of the Ye Zhanfu qualification work confirms the higher level of the conducted research and the presence of scientific novelty. The justification of the scientific provisions, conclusions, and recommendations is based on modern theories and concepts of international economic relations, and as well as relevant studies by scholars from various countries. So the content and structure of the dissertation purely meet the requirements of the title, research objectives and tasks. The scientific arguments are presented in a step-by-step and logical, rigorous manner, forming a closed loop between theory, models, methods, and empirical analysis. The most significant results that characterize the scientific novelty of the study include a methodological approach has been development that through a system of 42 indication across 5 dimensions: economic, environmental, social, innovation, and the Belt and Road, enables the assessment of regional sustainable business model development as a classification across Chinese provinces. The conceptual justification and theoretical position of sustainable business models within the post-pandemic context have been refined, integrating global benchmarking with local adaptation strategies. Key challenges in the implementation of sustainable business models have been conceptualization, including environmental standard coordination, cross-cultural management, supply chain resilience, and innovation capacity. The theoretical results of the conducted research advance the interdisciplinary foundation of post-pandemic sustainable business model studies by elucidating the structure, stakeholders, value creation, logic, dynamic evolution mechanisms, and cross-culture benchmarking methods. The practical value of the findings lies in the fact that the core theoretical propositions, namely the three-dimensional 9-element sustainable business model, converse the diagnosis, adaptation, innovation, dynamic benchmarking, and the risk regions sustainability special trajectory model can be directly applied by enterprises, industrial parks, and government agencies. The profile of the publication and the content of the scientific works would comply with the established requirements for the comprehensive presentation of the dissertation results in accordance with the academic standards for obtaining the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, Specialty Management. The text of Yu Zhanfu qualification paper, Management of the China's post-pandemic sustainable business model, based on the results of the check for textual drawing, does not contain any reference, but Rozung and other adheres to the principles of academic integrity. All references in the paper are made in compliance with the norms of copyright and related rights legislation. And dear colleagues, my discussion points and remarks on the content of the dissertation. Along with the significant scientific achievements and the positive evolution of the content and formatting of the qualification paper, it should be noted that there are certain remarks and contentional points included. In chapter 1, the author considers the theoretical foundation of sustainable business models and benchmarking. While the author's position is clear, it would be so while to specify the role of digital transformation in accelerating the adoption of sustainable practice. The dissertation introduces a three-dimensional evolutions model. However, it would be advisable to conduct a sensitivity analysis to test the robustness of the model under different policy and market scenarios. On page 86, the author states that cross-culture management is a key factor in Belt and Road project. However, among the detailed comparative analysis with EU of US models which strengthens the global applicability of the findings. The author investigates the China Laos Railway as a case study, while in insightful it would be beneficial to include additional cases from Africa of Central Asia to enhance the generalizability of the model. The recommendations primary China focused expanding the global policy implication of the model would significantly increase the international relevance of the results. Overall, the aforementioned contentious points and remarks do not diminish the overall positive evolution of the dissertation, nor the significance of the objective conclusions and practical recommendations. And my general conclusions. The qualification paper by Yu Zhanfu, Pilot Management of China's Post-Pandemic and Sustainable Business Model, submitted so award of the Doctor of Philosophy degree in the Specialty Management as a complex independent research project that means that conducted as at an appropriate theoretical level and holds practical significance. The topic of the dissertation is fully converged. The analysis of the dissertation allows the conclusion that the submitted dissertation complies with the requirements of the Ministry of Education and Science of Ukraine and other documents. So the other Ye Zhanfu deserves the award of the Doctor of Philosophy degree in the field of knowledge management and administration, specialty 073 management. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor Monastersky. Please, applicant, give response to the reviewer comments.
Thank you, Professor Monastersky, for the colleague. You have made 5 review remarks on my papers. Regarding remark 3, my opinion is the distinctions identities across cultures managed as cyclicals who both and load in-depth activity projects such as but locus systematic compares with Europeans and American models. Chapter 3 introduce Japan's internation's population's agencies as a cultural adaptations benchmark with our compare Europeans and the USA. Future research will analyze cultural governance mechanisms under the European Union new standards. We will also examine the cultural sensitivity training and local enforcement address for the Indonesia's development and in African struggle to improve our model's global capabilities. Remarks 4. Opinion is the Chinese infrastructures focus on may limit capabilities to other sports. Chapter 3 had the Southeast Asia's digital economies instruction park case to test the free dynamic benchmark models in no infrastructure context. Without components in is the manufacturing and the services with ROE up the 6.2%, and the communities certifications up the 70% points. Future research will adapt regionals, industry case. Kenya's models raw waste and Tajikistan's Minions project to strengthen the model's universalities. Remark 5, my opinion is our police recommendations claims focus on Chinese nation's levels, such as top levels decisions and demonstrating enterprise culture cooperative relationships. We will expand this international context. For example, we will adapt the government's enterprise and free party coordinations mechanisms into the multi-terrenal development bank enterprise and NGOs framework for applicants. We all transdiscipline certificates and tax incentive mechanisms into green compliance incentive and policies linked with Europe UN's board adaptive mechanism. Through the collaborations with the UNDP and UNIDPs, we will integrate our model into the policy formulations in developing countries. Thank you, Professor Monas, dear speakers, Holy Folly. I agree with remark 1 and 2. Thank you.
Thank you. Are you satisfied with
Yes,
the
I'm
answers?
satisfied.
Okay. And would you also agree if we include in our final decision only those comments which to which the applicant agreed? Okay. So let's move to the next part: the opponent's responses. The floor is given to the official opponent, Doctor of Economic Sciences, Professor, Acting Head of the Department of International Trade and Marketing of Vadim Hetman, Kyiv National University of Economics, Yatsenko Olga. You are welcome, Olga.
Thank you. Dear colleague, I would like to make the following statement. My full review of the thesis is available on the university's official website, and I will briefly outline the main points of the review and read out the comments and discussion points and present the general conclusion. The reviewed qualification work of Ye Цзяньфу on the topic Management of Chinese Post-Pandemic Sustainable Business Model is relevant, timely, and worthy of attention. The degree candidate has theoretical knowledge, methodological tools, and empirical evidence. Scientific provisions, conclusions, and recommendations have been published in scientific journals and tested at numerous scientific conferences. The scientific provisions, conclusions, and recommendations formulated in the dissertation are well-founded. The dissertation employs a range of general scientific and specialized research methods. The study effectively combines the theoretical foundation of stakeholder theory, circular economy, environmental economics, and complex system theory. It employs a mixed methodological approach, integration, quantitative data analysis with qualitative case studies and expert consultations. There are no violations of academic integrity in the thesis. And my remark of work and debatable provisions. The following should be attributed of the short comments and remark of a debatable nature. First, indicator selection and weighting. How does the author that the 42 indicators are both exhaustive and mutual executive, and what measure were taken avoid over representation of certain dimensions, for example, economics, social, page 55-70. Next, causality versus correlations. While the study identified strong correlations between environmental compliance and ROI, how does it address potential endangerment or reverse causality in cross-border investment context, page 90-95, and cultural generalizability. The model is tested primarily in South Asia and Central East Europe. How can it be adopted for regions with significantly different institutional or cultural context, such as Sub-Sahara Africa or Latin America? Page 160-170. number 4, scalability of the benchmarking model. While the three-phase model shows promising result in pilot project, what are the main barriers to scaling it across SMC or non-infrastructure sectors? Page 171, 180. And the last, policy implementation risk. The recommendation assume a supportive policy environment. How might the model perform under geopolitical tensions, protectionist policies, or regulatory instability? Page 191, 180. And what I want to say, it should be noted that this remark are of clarifying nature and don't understatement the positive assessment of the Ye Zhanfu dissertation. And my general conclusion and assessment of the qualification work. Ye Zhanfu dissertation entitled Management of Chinese Post-Pandemic Sustainable Business Model, representative scholarly work of exceptional merit that stand and independent, timely, and academic rigorous contribution to contemporary management science. When evaluated across the essential dimensions of academic excellence included scientific depth, methodological rigor, practical relevance, structural clarity, consensual innovation, and original contribution to knowledge, the dissertation. Comprehensive satisfied and surprise the establishment and requirements of the conferral of the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in the field of knowledge 07, Management and Administration, specialty 073, Management. The work stands as a testament to the candidates' scholarly capability and potential for future contribution to the discipline. In conclusion, as a dissertation, management of Chinese post-pandemic sustainable business model meets the requirements for awarding the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in the field of knowledge 07, Management and Administration, and its author, Ye Zhanfu, deserve to be awarded the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in the specialty 073, Management. Thank you.
Thank you, Olena Mykolaївна. The floor is given to our applicant to give the response to the official comments.
Okay. Thank you, Professor Yasenko August. You have made the faithful applicant's remark on my papers. Regarding this remark, please, my opinions. We incorporate cultural dimensions at the patient's metrics into our models and validate it in Middle Eastern and African pilots projects. For example, such projects reduce delay from 29% to 11%. By introducing regional holidays compensations mechanisms. We also collaborate with Africa's Development Bank to develop Sub-Sahara Africa's conscious adaptive models. Adjust the whiteboard dimensions like power, distance, and certain effectiveness. Or in comprehensions, locals intellect such trembles conceptions make knowledge, and the committee's orders participations in decisions matters. Regardless, my opinion is we have developed a policies sensitively index that dynamicals adjust the model weight by striking the free qualities, intensities, and uncertainties of policy change in the host countries. For example, when the policies sensitively index for Central Asian projects, such as during in 2025 Israel and Palestine conflict. The models automatically increase white or support trends, resilience, and policy risks. It recommended the companies that locals procurement and metros currency securities. Successful abilities sanctions risks. We will partner with OECD to building global policies risk earlier warning performance for real-time performance update. Thank you very much, Professor Yasenko August. I agree with remark 1, 2, and 4. Thank you.
Thank you, dear applicant. Dear Professor Yatsenko, do you agree with the comments of our applicant?
Yes, I agree with comments of Ye Цзяньфу.
Okay, and if you don't mind, we would include in our final decision only those comments to which the applicant do agree.
Yes,
mind?
agreed.
Okay. Okay, the floor is given to the official opponent, Doctor of Economics, Professor, Head of the Department of Economic Theory and International Economic Relations of the Pridneprovsk State Academy of Construction and Architecture, Orlovska Yulia. You're welcome, Yulia.
Thank you. Dear colleagues, my review as an official opponent was submitted to Specialized Academic Council on time and published to your university's official website. Therefore, let me now to focus on substantiating the relevance of the research topic to confirm the scientific novelty of the obtained results and presenting the main conclusion. Really, the COVID-19 pandemic has significantly disrupted global supply chain, caused a decline in production, and transformed the structure of global demand, forcing companies to look for new approaches to increasing the substantiality of business model. Accordingly, businesses in different regions of the world, including Chinese businesses, need to reorient their operation processes, digitize key functions, diversify supply sources, and integrate environmental and social parameters into strategic management. Despite the scale of these changes needed, there is still a lack of systematic approaches in science that would explain which management mechanisms ensure the formation and maintenance of business model sustainability in the specific condition of Chinese economy. Benchmarking management becomes an important tool of this regard, allowing to identify best practices, assess the effectiveness of alternative business model structures, and adopt them to new post-pandemic requirements. The analysis of this practice allows to fill existing theoretical gap and form a conceptual framework for managing sustainable business models in the post-pandemic period that is relevant to economics seeking to increase their capacity for recovering and strategic adoption. So the relevance of the topic of the qualification work is obvious. And I would like to say that Yi Jianfu put and managed to cope with lots of issues regarding this relevant topic. While dissertation achieved significant innovation and practice value, there are several issues that require further clarification and discussions, which are of a constructive nature and do not affect the overall positive evaluation of the work. The first issue concerns the selection and validity of evaluation indicators. When constructing the multi-dimensional evaluation system of sustainable business model, how to further ensure the representativeness and interdependence of the 42 indicators. For example, in the Belt and Road special dimension, indicators such as cross-border supply chain disruption, early warning accuracy are difficult to quantify. What specific measurement methods and data source are used to ensure the objectivity? Relevant contents is on pages 52, 87, and 108 to 121. The second question is processing of indicator correlation and weight allocation. The dissertation uses the HP entropy method for weight allocation. When there is multicollinearity between indicators, for example, clean energy usage proportion and carbon reduction target component rate in the environmental dimension. When and what specific measures are taken to avoid overlapping information affecting the evaluation results? How to verify the rationality of the weight allocation results? Relevant content is on pages 78, 87, and 130, 156. Third, consideration of non-economic factors in regional differences. The study points out significant regional differences in China's post-pandemic sustainable business model. Eastern regions are more advanced and central and western regions than central and western regions. In addition to economic foundation, resource endowment at the technological level, do factors such as local policy implementation intensity, cultural traditions, and corporate social responsibility awareness affect the development of sustainable business model, and how to identify the impact of these non-economic factors. Relevant contents is on pages 42, 62, and 134, 156. The fourth, representatives of case selection. The China-Laos Railway is selected as a typical case of Belt and Road sustainable business model. What are the specific criteria for selecting this case and the differences in the application of the proposed three-dimension collaborative model between infrastructure projects and other types of projects, for example, manufacturing, service industry, etc.? How to better promote the replication and promotion of case experience across industries? Relevant contents is on pages 87, 103, and 121, 130. And last one, practical changes of policy recommendation. The dissertation proposes a series of policy recommendations such as what? Sorry?
No, there was some lag in the video translation, but now everything is okay, so we could continue.
Okay. Sorry, it's not my fault. But everything will be okay, I'm sure. So the last, could you hear my last fourth recommendation? No.
Yes.
Okay. The last one, but not the least, practical changes of policy recommendations. The dissertation proposes a series of policy recommendations, such as strengthening top-down design at the national level and developing the demonstration model enterprises, In practice, what conflict may exist between this recommendation and local interests, enterprise short-term benefits, or international market rules? And what about supporting measures and needed to ensure their effective implementation? Relevant content is on pages 134, 156, and 167, 175. My general conclusion and the assessment of the qualification work. Ye Zhanfu's dissertation, Management of China's Post-Pandemic Sustainable Business Model, is an independent, high-quality qualification scientific work that focuses on a topical academic and practical issue. The dissertation fully meets the requirements of the specialty 073 management, field of study management and administration, with rigorous theoretical construction, sufficient empirical evidence, and innovative research results. In terms of theoretical contributions, the dissertation constructs a dynamic management framework for post-pandemic sustainable business models, improves the multidimensional evaluation system, and expands the application of benchmarking management in cross-cultural contexts. In terms of practical value, it proposed operative tools and strategies for Chinese enterprises, post-pandemic transformation and Belt and Road investment management, and offers a scientific basis for government policy formulation. In conclusion, the dissertation, Management of China's Post-Pandemic Sustainable Business Model, meets the requirements for awarding the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in the field of knowledge 07 Management and Administration, and its author, Ye Zhanfu, deserves to be awarded the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in the specialty 073 Management. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Yulia Volodymyrівна. Please, the applicant, give your responses.
Валерий.
Okay. Thank you, professors. Our lawful class engineers. You have made the 5 appended remarks on my papers. Regarding remark 4, my opinion is the Chinese railways, as in Brunswick case, have 3 key characters: high investment, long cycles, and strong externalities. This makes it ideals for validating the 3 dimensions collaborative models. To strengthen industries respect activities, we add the cost industries case. Many factories, Central and Eastern Europe, Europeans, automatic party projects, tax model in land productions, and green supply chains, as canals. And several industries, Southeast Asia's digital economy industries park takes the model in performance economies and technicals bring over scanneries and group cultures. Every African's photos cultivations projects takes in model in smallholder integrations and sustainability scientific scanners. Results show the model increased ROE by averages 6.2%, and communities certificates by over 50 across percent. Across industries demonstrate strong cost industries potentials. And regarding remark 5, my opinion is we have developed conflict identification metrics in policies with accommodations situations. sections to address the three potential conflicts. First is local and central governments. Green tax may reduce the local special refinements. We recommended a green transfers payment compensation mechanisms. And two is complete short-term and long-term goals. Green technicals upgrade are costly. We recommended a green technical transformations fund, providing 30% subsidies loans. And three is the nation's regulations. The European Union CBAN's contract with Chinese carbon market. We recommend carbon standard measure recommendations and Chinese Europe green certifications correct. We are a priorities policy center boxes in Fujian and Guangdong province, allowing controls experiments to reduce impediments risks. Thank you very much, and I agree with remark 1 and 2 and 3. This is all. Thank you.
Thank you. Dear Professor Orestowicz, do you agree with our applicant comments?
Yes, I do agree.
And if you don't mind, traditionally I would ask us that we include in our final decision only those comments to which the applicant agreed. Would you mind?
Okay, I don't mind. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, thank you. According to our regulations, we proceed to the discussion of the draft decision of the Council on the award of the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, in which only members of a specialized academic council have the right to take part. Who would like to start our discussion? Hey, dear Dr. Borysyak, you are welcome.
Dear colleagues, the dissertation by Є Цзяньфу is prepared on actual topic. It integrates concept of circular economy, sustainable management models, and also analyzes the role of digital transformation. The practical recommendation are devoted on the development of Chinese systemic business model after the pandemic. In particular, the study of the subject of the study addresses the innovation pathway and practical implementation of Chinese post-pandemic systemic business model through benchmarking management. Also, the author built a comprehensive evaluation system selecting sustainable development models in the management of national investment. The dissertation includes empirical study of investment management of sustainable business model development in China. For example, of the China-Laos railway project. Also, the dissertation proposes a three-stage evaluation model of benchmark, adaptation, innovation for sustainable business model. And in general, Є Цзяньфу dissertation on management of Chinese post-pandemic sustainable business model is an independent qualification scientific work, which is performed on an actual topic and solved urban scientific task. In terms of its content, it corresponds to the specialty management, and Є Цзяньфу deserves to be awarded the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in the field of study Management and Administration, Specialty Management. Thank you.
Thank you. Professor Bolesevsky, would you
Thank
like
you.
to
Thank
share
you
your
very much.
ideas?
Dear colleagues, this dissertation examines the evolution of sustainable business models in post-pandemic China. Built on sustainable development frameworks and benchmarks cases, we developed a comprehensive evolution system and analyzed transnational investment management under the Belt and Road initiative to explore how enterprises can overcome market challenges and achieve sustainable growth. The research provides methodological support for Chinese enterprises in global competition through integration of advanced benchmark management concepts and practical tools. The dissertation proposes a three-level approach to sustainable business model development: micro, internal governance, technological innovation, and green production; meso, industry collaboration platforms, resource sharing, and macro, government regulations, financial support, incentive mechanisms. Using benchmark management tools, enterprises can identify strengths and weaknesses, learn from leaders, and enhance market adaptability and competitive advantage. He also analyzes the integration of circular economy concepts with sustainable business models and the impact of digital transformation. Circular economy concepts guide business model reconstruction from linear to circular development, maximizing resource efficiency and reuse. Combined, these approaches help enterprises build competitive advantages and achieve sustainable development. And in my opinion, the dissertation is very interesting, original, independently research. I will definitely watch award the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in the field of management. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor Bolesevsky. And dear opponents who would like to start.
I can.
Yes, dear Professor Yatsenko, you're welcome.
Can I start?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, I would like to participate in the dissertation and contribute my thought as well. First, the dissertation meets the established requirements, and I noted this in my official review. And secondly, I would like to comment on certain aspects of the scientific study and express my own perspective. From my standpoint, the research is particularly relevant as it integrates benchmark management, circular economy principles, and digital transformation into a signal model adopted to Chinese unique institutional and economic context. The dissertation also contributes to the international discourse on inclusive growth and green development by offering particular advice for enterprises participant in global value chain and the Belt and Road Initiative. The dissertation presents a multi-dimensional assessment system consisting of 42 indicators across 5 dimensions: economic sustainability, environment sustainability, social sustainability, innovative movement, and special indicators for Belt and Road Initiative. The thesis develops the theory of circular economy integration, linking into digital technologies and inclusive growth strategies, provides a three-pronged model of digital empowerment, green development, and inclusive growth. Noteworthy is a comprehensive assessment system developed which integrated post-pandemic resilience, digital transformation, and cross-cultural adaptability into the assessment of the sustainability development model, specifically tailored Chinese enterprises and context of the Belt and Road initiatives. In this was noting that with the aid of the developed model, a multidimensional, three-dimensional model for essential sustainable development following the pandemic, this study enriched the theory of business model innovative, creating theoretical analysis framework and a system of particular recommendations specific of China. Other developments are available too. Thanks to systematic research, models for sustainable development of enterprises after the pandemic have been developed, taking into account micro, meso, and macro levels. I would also like to mention the value of the research and advise the applicant on the dissertation in which to continue his research. Highly appreciating Ye Цзяньфу scientific achievements, his dissertation entitled Management Chinese Sustainable Business Model in the Post-Pandemic Period is a valuable piece of research that represents an independent, timely, and academically rigorous contribution to contemporary management science. The author should pay more attention to environmental diplomacy and its impact on Chinese sustainable business model management in the future research at the micro, meso, and macro level. Thus, the dissertation, Management of Chinese Post-Pandemic Sustainable Business Model, meets the establishing requirements for the award of Doctoral of Philosophy degree in the field of knowledge 07 Management and Administration, and I will support the author of the dissertation and vote for awarding Ye Цзяньфу the degree of Doctoral Philosophy in the specialty 073 Management. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Professor Yatsenko. Actually, I would like to give the floor to Professor Orlovska with her opinion.
Thank you. I hope there will be no troubles with electricity. You should interrupt me if something goes wrong, okay?
Okay.
Dear colleagues, the dissertation work that we are discussing today has got all the signs of the completed qualification work for the degree of philosophy doctor. Namely, first, in the work, they are aimed at solving a relevant modern problem. The scientific novelty, practical significance in the results obtained, and results obtained are substantiated. I will let myself to note the two things about novelty, scientific novelty. I hope they are more mature and interesting. The construction of post-pandemic sustainable business evaluation model based on economic, social, environmental three dimension. And lots of indicators the author used. In my opinion, the author not only proposed and successfully applied such a methodological approach, but also transfers a convenient and logical method into scientific circulation. The same role of significant contribution to the specific models, specific economic or social economic models play and contribute as he claimed the development of relations and challenges in management decision making. And also, I would like to emphasize the another signs of this qualification work as a completed qualification work for PhD level. The research is based on a modern methods of analysis, as I already said, modeling and statistical approaches. Third, a deep analysis of the historical development of results, relevant theories and concepts, their critical understanding and adaptation to the challenges of the development of objects under the study are carried out. The fourth, the degree of validity of scientific provisions, conclusions, and recommendation is ensured by the use of valid research methods, the use of representative empirical data, and by systematic approaches to analysis. Also, the reliability of results is confirmed by the logical consistency of the conclusions obtained, comparative analysis with existing research, as well as the approaches of the main provisions in professional publication and scientific conferences. The results of this study have both theoretical significance and practical application, which is reflected in the implementation certificates. The dissertation itself is written in high scientific level in academic literature language. The content and results of the research are presented concisely, logically, and reasonably, which ensures proper ease and accessibility of their perception. The application for PhD degree owned the methods of scientific research and successfully applies them. So I will support this qualification work. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Orlowska. And dear colleagues, I would like also to share some of my opinions as being the head of this one-time specialized council. I am familiar with the thesis which were prepared by our applicant, and also I would like to highlight that he developed his professional career based on the field of management. He obtained the bachelor degree and master degree in the field of management. Also, he has rather huge professional experience by being employed in big Chinese companies, international companies, and now he is also, as far as I understand, the owner of some companies. So he has a really huge professional experience in the field of management, and also his research topic is well prepared, as our reviewers and our official opponents already highlighted. It meets all the formal and informal criteria which are used by our ministry, by our West Ukrainian National University. In general, the applicant managed to make his own impact in the theoretical model of sustainable business development. And we mentioned that he managed to elaborate rather sophisticated and rather applicant methodological tools which consist of 5 different dimensions which summarize the qualitative and quantitative parameter of a sustainable business model, despite some issues which are expressed by our opponents concerning the linearity of the indicators which could be used. But in general, the results shows that this model is rather reliable and could predict some economic effects which are related to sustainable business development of China at the regional and local level. Besides, I would like to highlight that author also made rather good case study analysis, which was based on the of China law railways, and based on these empirical investigations, based on these case studies, he managed to develop the political and practical recommendation for improving the sustainability of business models in China, which is rather relevant nowadays, because we now we all are the witnesses of the fact that the Chinese national and economic policy is transforming from the aspects of pure economic efficiency. We are moving to the aspects of responsible economic development. So the Chinese government pays more and more attention on sustainability of results, because and sometimes it's even harm the general economic development of the country and the pace of economic development. But we should take into account the economy which we left for our future generations, which will be after that. So we should sacrifice some aspects of economic efficiency to protect the sustainability, to maintain the sustainability of economic results. So my final conclusion, and I agree with my colleagues who marked that the research work fully corresponds to the formal criteria which are proposed to the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, and I would support this defense and as a final defense. And continue the procedure, we could take the draft of our decision as the basis for further provision, and I would like to give the floor to the person who was standing behind all this process. So I would like to give the floor to scientific supervisor, Doctor of Economic Science, Professor Irina Svarich, head of the Department of International Economics of West Ukrainian National University. You're welcome.
Thank you, dear Professor Lyshinsky, and first of all, thank you, dear colleagues, dear reviewers, dear opponents, and of course, applicant. So I will be very laconic and only to say one more thank you for your support. And I would like to ask you to support in your voting of the applicant. And about some words about the applicant, I'm really satisfied of him, like a very good researcher and a very good PhD student. So I'm really proud of him to be as a supervisor of Є Цзяньфу in his research. So I would like to ask you to support him in your voting. So thank you so much, dear reviewers, heard and opponents.
But before the final voting, I would like to give the floor with for the final speech to our applicant. Please, you are welcome.
Oh, okay, thank you. First of all, the hand of the academic councils, professors, Andres, Claysorty, and the basic vectors of the scientific and education work, professors, Nicholas Diwak, for letting me defend my work at the universities. Thank you. So I will special thank you to my scientific Professor Zweiwichi Ilina. Thank you very much. He is a wonderful and supportive ladies who kindly regard me with charity and encourage me through the complexities of academics. I also thank you. I also grateful to thank you to Lyshinsky Igor. Thank you very much. The head of the special academic councils and Professor Zweiwichi Ilina, who lead the Department of International Economies, for their professor advice. Thanks as well as the reviewers, Borisiak Olena and Monastiskis holy. Thank you very much. For their help me feedback and to my apprentice professors Yasenko August and our local Sikas unions for their inciting comments. Lastly, I cannot forget to thank you, Olena Sidorovich and Anna Natalias Chornets for all their organizations help, and my colleagues for their support, and my families for sticking with me through the whole process. Their understanding has made everything. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you. So we are continuing our procedure and we are continuing in Ukrainian language. Шановні члени спеціалізованої ради, відповідно до пункту 28 постанови Кабінету міністрів України від 12.01.2022 номер 44, затвердженого нею порядку присудження ступеня доктора філософії та скасування рішення разової спеціалізованої вченої ради закладу вищої освіти, наукової установи про присудження ступеня доктора філософії, прошу проголосувати шляхом підняття руки щодо присудження здобувачеві Є Цзяньфу ступеня доктора філософії. Професор Яценко? Дякую. Так, отже, за проголосувало 5, проти немає, утримались немає. Рішення прийнято одноголосно. Шановні колеги, ставлю на голосування питання про затвердження рішення спеціалізованої вченої ради ДФ 58-082-084. Прошу проголосувати. Голосуємо підняття руки. Хто за? Проти? Утрималися? Немає. Отже, рішення спеціалізованої вченої ради прийнято одноголосно. Дякую, шановні колеги. Таким чином, на підставі результатів голосування та прийнятого рішення спеціалізована вчена рада присуджує Є Цзяньфу ступінь доктора філософії зі спеціальності 073 менеджмент. З чим і вітаємо шановного Є Цзяньфу. Дякую всім, хто прийняв участь у засіданні ради. І на цьому засідання ради